Welcome to Everything Currency. This is a show where we talk about everything crypto and mo. I'm your host Jay, and today I want to talk to you guys a little bit about these charts. I want to talk to you about this Bitcoin dip we are experiencing. I want to talk to you a little bit about the total 2. Also want to talk to you about the dot chart and the avalanche chart, because these charts are looking pretty interesting to me right now, and I want to give you guys a little bit of an update on it. So if you're excited about that, like the video, subscribe to the channel if you are new here, and let's just go ahead and get right into it. So right now we're looking at Bitcoin on the daily and the last 2 days. I didn't make a video, sorry for everybody. I wasn't here in that dip, but had to go to a funeral. I had some things that I had to handle. RIP to Richard Cervantes Sr. But yeah, looking at this Bitcoin chart right here, in the last couple of days we had a nice dip, and right now we are bouncing off of the 34 moving average, which is okay. That is the retest of this level that I put in the chart last time. That's why it's red, because I was saying it might come back and retest this level. We don't want to fall below it, and we kind of wicked right down to it. If we kind of zoom in here, we kind of rigged right down to it, but that's okay. Right now the target that we want to hit, and that we're gonna hit, we have to hit it eventually, is around 71k. So let's just hope that we bounce right here. Worst case scenario, we start bouncing down here at the 52k level. That would be worst case scenario, but it would also be most bullish case scenario. If we bounce off of this level at 52k, I'm going in and getting me some more crypto, because this is looking like it could be a pretty good thing on these charts, because what you would have is kind of a cup and handle right here, and then a break above that cup and handle, and then a retest from that cup and handle, and then really some type of real takeoff right there. But that might not play out. But if that does play out, that would also coincide with us just bouncing off the 34 moving average, getting everybody pretty bearish, and then coming back up from there. So that is something that we could pay attention to when everybody's getting super de-duperly bullish. That's something that we got to pay attention to. The market always wants to humble people a little bit. Looking at the total 2 real quick right now, so we're still hesitating to break out of this cup and handle. It's actually turning into a whole different pattern, so we'll see what happens with this. I can go ahead and delete this for now, but we're struggling to break above like the $1.43 trillion level. Even the TDI down here is looking pretty strange, but sooner or later, once Bitcoin gets done running, I'm thinking that this thing is going to have a nice breakout. What we can see is that we're staying above the 13 moving average this whole time, just kind of testing it, and that's pretty cool. And we can like ride it up like we did right here. If it starts to go upward, as long as we stay above it, pretty okay for me right there. So looking at this, let's look at this dot chart right here. So the polka dot chart. So everyone's getting pretty bullish about the polka dot parachains. We have some nice things going on this chart right here. If I keep on talking about these cup and handles, it's cup and handle season, but you got this cup and handle right here looking like that. Price breaks above it, and it's looking like it's staying in this area for a little bit, and then hopefully that's like a retest, and then it goes ahead and breaks out. Now with everything that's coming for Polkadot and the parachains, and how people are going to need to lock up Polkadot, that's why it's easy for me to get bullish on Polkadot right now. Of course, this is not financial advice, you guys know that, but it's easy for me to get bullish on Polkadot right now because they have the parachain auctions coming up, and for people who want to participate in those who don't already have DOT, it's going to create a little bit of demand for DOT, and hopefully create some type of supply shock for DOT, that people have to lock up their DOT in these parachain auctions in order for some of these other cryptos to get a parachain. So excited to see what happens with that. So the avalanche chart. Now the avalanche chart is pretty interesting right now. Probably the most interesting chart that I am looking at, besides the Trac chart. Now shout out to everybody who's in Trac, because Trac finally hit $1. So let's just look at that real quick, because I forgot to bring that up in the beginning of the video. So Trac is at 93 cents right now, but today it just hit 98 cent. That's the all-time high for Trac. So it was like, yeah, 99 cent earlier. So we were flirting with the dollar for Trac, and I still think this thing has room to grow. With it being number 215 right now, I still think Trac should be like at least in the top 75 cryptocurrencies. At least that's just my opinion. I'm super bullish on Trac for sure. So shout out to everybody who's in Trac. But let's look back at this avalanche chart. So back at this avalanche chart right here, I want to show you guys some things pretty interesting. So, and also this is going to be something that's pretty interesting for people who think that none of this technical analysis stuff works. So you look at this chart, you say, what the heck is this, man? This looks like it's not even anything. Is this even a chart? And yes, I got one trend line right here. And the reason why it's a trend line is because it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 touches on this line, so it is a valid line. When the price broke above that line, it came back down and tested that line, and then it continued to the upside. So that's what I was looking for it to happen, saying, hey, look, this line is holding the price of Avalanche down until we break above it. Can't really get that much bullish until we break above it, right? Then you look at the bottom side and you say, if we duplicate this line and just drag it down here, you can see there's where you got some taps on the bottom. It came down and dipped to here, then it dipped to here. So if you're a really good trader and you figure this trend out, you could have bought here. You know, I mean, you could have sold here, you know, bought there, sold there, you know, bought there, and held it up right there. But we're not day traders, so we're not doing that. Just looking at this chart saying, hey, we're in a downtrend, and when do I want to buy some more, or when is an uptrend going to start? Now I found that, okay, the price kind of bounced from this level that was like the bottom, and I'll put a line going up this way, just connecting to all these touches that are happening right here, you know, on this line. Say, hey, you know what, this is probably going to be the upward line of Avalanche for a pretty long time. As long as it's in an uptrend, if it doesn't fall below that line, we're looking pretty bullish. Now of course Avalanche right now is getting way more bullish than this line, but what's interesting is if I go ahead and just extend this line, you know, to the left, to the past real quick, and just check it out, I can see that, yeah, this line is actually valid because it was support here, and then the price bounced and it was support there, and then it came down and then it was support there, and now it's support right now, and then it, you know, it'll probably be support in the near future. So if this is Avalanche's uptrend, then by the very latest you could say, hey, as long as we keep this uptrend, Avalanche will be $100 around December 5th. It might happen sooner than that, but according to this uptrend, that's what we're seeing. But right now, just watching the you know, the closer charts, and right now that's what we're seeing, that hey, Avalanche got back into an uptrend, had a double bottom right here, and we are watching that pretty closely. So kind of brush through that really quick. If you guys want more videos like this and want me to explain more about trading and drawing these lines and stuff, it is pretty simple. You just want to get a trend line that has 3 points on it. That's all you have to do, you know. And yeah, so that's what I'm looking at, and I'm seeing on the Avalanche chart. It looks pretty interesting so far. So hopefully by the end of this year we can still see some more bullishness in Avalanche, and you know, people are saying, hey, send it to $100. I'm hoping that happens. I don't like making price predictions. I don't know where it's gonna go. I'm not calling $100 Avalanche. I'm just saying, hey, I just wanted to stay into an uptrend. So let me know what you guys think about the video. Are you excited about DOT? Are you bullish on Avalanche? And are you holding Trac? Are you bullish on Bitcoin right now? Because Bitcoin is kind of still in the show a little bit. So once Bitcoin gets done stealing the show, good time for these altcoins. Like and subscribe, turn on those post notifications. RP to my brother Crypto Roots. Think positive, and positive things will happen. Till next time, peace.